Shoot on Chip. Kicks off.
はい。気をつけ。後ろ回って右ギトビをなす。正面。センサー。目測。目測やめ。先生にね。はい。
どうぞお願いします。
お願いします。先生やってね。
There we go. どうぞお願いします。
先生にね。こんばんは、先生。
こんばんは、everybody.
I was saving the Sensei Gatani Day for the second one. I didn't know if it was supposed to be on the first one or the second one.
Yeah, the first one needs, second one. Any additional sensei that we have in the room?
Well, by first and second one, I was meaning the first one at Seiza and the second one after we had stood up, like just the Konbanwa. Is that also a Dodo Nagashimasu situation?
Yeah, might as well be. I mean, he's pretty good. He knows his stuff. Anyway,
Okay.
the reason why I wanted to do that was because I visited Aoki Sensei's online class last week on Wednesday. Since we canceled, he had an online class and on Wednesday. I was like, yeah, pop in, and they still do Moksu, and I was like, oh, you know what? We haven't done that in a while, so we need to do that. And actually, it was my quads sitting in Seiza were like, hey, you haven't done this in a while, so I was like, I need to get back to do that. So
Hey.
we need to get back to do that, and anyway, so I just since we got away with it, I think we need to get back to it.
Hi, Sensei.
But I see what you're saying because we haven't done that in a while. So yeah, okay. We think about that again. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Cool beans. Anyway, all right. Cool. Let's warm up. Dang, I turned up the heat before we get going, and then I figured tonight we warm up again, do some basics again, and then start going back down that where we left off in the Motobu's drills, and see where we end up there. All right, cool. Heck it up. Say yes. Back in the middle, saying no. Thanks for telling me your various schedules. So now we know. So it sounds like Christmas week is definitely out, and probably the week after.
Hey.
You sticking around, Drew? Or are you heading?
I'm gonna stick around here. My aunt is not going to be in Dallas. She's going somewhere with a friend of hers, and I'm not going to fly back to Indiana. So,
okay. All right.
And rumor has it that Brad's talking about moving down here. So, in the future, I'll just have to drive instead of flying. So,
nice.
I don't have that many friends left back at home anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it was for me from my hometown too.
Plus, my hometown sucks, so
And at
I
the
don't
same home I
go
had too.
back there.
Right heel down, right finger up. How about you, Adam? You heading back to Everett?
Yep.
Yeah, right. I was last week years old when I found out that Randy Couture is from Everett. Which,
Really? You know
yeah,
that?
or I grew up there, or he was born there. A scrappy little seaside town. Which, I don't know if you guys are hep to the streaming services that are on the internet, on the World Wide Web, Twitch. But if you haven't seen Mr. Mercedes, that's pretty good. But it's the first season was good.
Which one?
Mr. Mercedes, it's a
Yeah, the Stephen King adaptation.
yeah,
What service?
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
All right, hands on your hips,
It-
take it around.
I did watch The Diplomat, which was really good, like you
It
said.
was really good. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was way better than I expected it to be, for sure.
Yeah. Me too. Good old Rufus Sewell.
I'm telling you, man, he's low key really good in everything he does. Take that away.
Yeah, although I can't see him now without thinking of the man in the high castle.
I still think of him as in Dark City, man.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah. That
He was
supposed to
so
make him
young.
the new thing. He was supposed to be the new thing, right? Heck no. Chicken Beckers, turn to the left.
Yeah, but by the same token, anybody that shares a screen with Jennifer Connelly is bound to be second best.
Yeah. Or the incomparable Kiefer Sutherland. And if somehow you can catch the action on Apple TV, that Pluribus series is pretty good too.
What I've been hearing.
Yeah, pretty good. Switch.
I'm trying to avoid Apple. I don't need it, but F1 is forcing me to get it, maybe, so bastards.
Well, you lived it the other day. You were
The what?
in Pitt. You lived it the other day, or a couple weeks ago, or whenever it was you got
Yeah.
the Pitt.
Yeah, but that's one race out of 23.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just driving around. Yeah,
Right.
big deal.
That's-
Yeah,
Same
just
thing,
watch
same thing.
NASCAR. It's just as good.
I was gonna say that's NASCAR. That's something completely different.
They rubbing his racing buttons going on. All right, hands
Yeah,
up. Knee lifts.
right. Rubbing is racing, but so is turning right and left.
Overrated.
I mean, it's NASCAR is the quintessential American sport. It's big, it's loud, it's dumb, and it's all about brute force. And F1 is all about finesse and style and tech and
Rich people drinking champagne.
yeah, well, there's plenty of
Flying
rich
in
people in
helicopters.
NASCAR too. It's not in the stands.
Yeah, no, it's people But yeah, but their rich is they have a double wide, so you know,
Right.
as opposed to a second
Right.
mansion. All right,
Right.
Miguel Shishiro. Man, I had the Japanese term for whatever the axe kicky thing was, and I forgot to memorize it. Anyway, front kick thingamahoochies. That's it.
Front kick thingamahoochies.
Yes, Google translated, probably be Aksukiku.
Are you saying that Google Translate may not be giving it its best work?
And it
Well,
especially sucks at Japanese.
Right?
It probably sucks equally at all the other languages too. I just can't tell.
Exactly. How are we doing? That's right.
but I mean, it's like, my Toby Gary is like the front toe kick, so I assume a front stretch kick would be just something similar because we're not really doing an axe kick. We're just doing them straight leg my Gary with no snap. So
Right. Well, there was the term before whatever the axe kick was, and then uh like Aogi Sensei's group, it's whatever it is, undo. So
Hojo Ondo?
yeah, well, yeah, let's say like my Gary undo. So it's like it's not really the fright. It's I guess they not a tactical kick or something. I don't know, whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
Outside precedence. Patrick. Right? Jake? Ooh. Heck of that. Shh. You there? Now. And take it out. Take it out apart. Walk it in. Feels good. Knees. Take them around. Untied. Take another way. Hey, take it out. Shh. Roll them ankles. Oh, there it was. We had a snowstorm in the morning. It just snowed, and then we had an earthquake in the evening, at like 11 o'clock at night.
Earthquake.
Yeah, yeah, landed in the bed. It was really long, but it was like, I don't know, like 10, 15 miles away from here.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was just like
We
it
had
was like a little
a we had
rumble.
a small little storm, about 10 inches.
Oh, yeah, but it snowed, and then it all went away, and then this morning it was snowing. It looks like it's trying to stick now, but I mean,
It
it's
rained
only
here
one.
today.
Oh, fantastic! And the strange thing is the people will drive just as bad in any other situation.
Yes.
ah, ah, watermelon.
Yeah.
Hands out. Wait, bye bye.
We're also supposed to have a freeze warning overnight,
Wee.
but I'm not holding my breath.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times we're supposed to have a freeze warning, and it never even any. But it's like, well, if I unwrap all my freaking plants, switch, say, come here, unwrap all the plants, and then put away the plastic, and then sure enough, it will. So just leave them.
Well, I guess I
It doesn't.
probably should cover up my spouts.
Yeah.
I mean, not for one day, but
Grab that ball. Now, yeah, if it was going to be, I mean, really the only time we really sweat it was when we had the ice storm. So, it was going to be like 2 or 3 days of it. Then we definitely, actually, we just dripped the outside one. Screw it. We just dripped it. Like fingers. Got a geek. How you felt? Right. Cool beans. Uh, did we do black belt basics or 25 basics last time? When last we met?
I think we did black belt basics because uh your friend there was like not on video because he was sick or something.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's right. Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Although
All
you
right.
guys didn't you guys meet without me at one point? Was that last Monday or no?
That
Did we
that was no, that was before.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Junacha, why don't you run us through good old Okinawan 25 basics then?
Hey,
Just 10 reps and we'll get it on.
you said 10?
Hey.
Hey. Alright, come on. Chudo, Nisekin, Chudunski. Kihon 5 and 10, 3 on 5 and 10. Come on. Hits. Nate. So. Shake. Go. Hey. Hook. Six. Huts. Coot. Toot. Hey. Good. My punch. My hits. Nate. So. Take. Go. Hey. Hook. Six. Huts. Coot. Toot. Hey. Yeah. All right. Take a dodge. Can't believe I've forgotten it. Chudanski, Chudanuke, but I wanted to say Ashibadai, but that's not right.
What should be?
What was it?
Is it Washington?
Washite, right.
Hey,
Washite, Chudanski, Chudanuke. Stand out front. Come on. Hits. Nate. So. See. Go. Kirk. Six. Hats. Coot. Two. Hey. Get on. Okay. Right. Uchuke. Come on. Uchuke. Hits. Nate. So. See. Go. Hey. Kirk. Six. Hats. Two. Two. Hey. Good. Kakuke. Right. Hits. Neat. So. Chi. Go. Hey. Good. Six. Hutch. Two. Two. Hey. Good. Now. Yeah, now the punches. Shoot though. Brr. Has been a while. All right. Shoot though.
that's why we don't gotta do them.
My it's me. So see go. Hey. Hurt. Six. Hut. Cute. Two. Hey. Good. Now, Chidansky. Nisekin. Ki. Keep on saying, am I hitch? Hey. 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 So. Hey. Two. Hey. Yeah. Get on, okay. My it's hey. So. See. Go. Hey. Up. Six. Hatch. Cute. Shoot. Hey. Shoot on, okay. Come on. It's me. So. See. Go. Hey. Up. Six. Hatch. Cute. Shoot. Hey. Jordan, okay. It's me. So. See. Go. Hey. Up. Six. Hatch. Cute. Shoot. Hey. Good. Tsukigiri. Punch kick under. Come on. Hits. Hey. So. See. Go. Hey. Up. Six. Hut. Cute. Shoot. Hey. Good. Chudansky. Ippons or each taken, Ippon taken. One punch. Kihon punch. Come on. It's hey. So hey. Six. Hey. Go. Hey. Up. Hey. Six. Hey. Hut. Hey. Two. Hey. Hey. Hands on hips. Mighty. Right? Hits. Knee. So. Cheek. Go. Hey. Work. Six. Hatch. Two. Two. Hey. Nice. Take a dodge. Turn if you need to. For room. Maukte Yoko Kingeri. Left side first. H. Knee. Stomp. Cheek. Go. Hey. Up. Six. Hatch. Two. Two. Hey. Hey. Musubidachi. Shotogeri. Shin kick. Come on. Hitch. Hey. Hump. Cheek. Go. Hey. Up. Six. Hatch. Two. Two. Hey. Second verse in a higher key. Yokogeri. Man. Hitch. Knee. Hump. Cheek. Go. Hey. Hup. Hey. Six. Hatch. Two. Two. Hey. Hey. Hikadachi. Zempo Yokogeri. Goodbye. Hits. Knee. Stomp. Cheek. Go. Hey. Hup. Six. Hatch. Two. Two. Hey. Hey. Miyashi Shiro. Hands in combat position. Mighty. Let's do medium level. Let's target either mid thigh or maybe the floaters if you want to go higher. My hitch. Hey. Hump. Hey. Go. Hey. On top. Hurt. Six. Hats. Two. Two. Hey. Nice. All right. Musubidachi. Hands on hips. Ushiro geri. Right. Hits. Knee. Stomp. Cheek. Go. Hey. Hup. Six. Hatch. Two. Two. Hey. All right. Miyashi Shiro. Hands on hips. Yokogeri, Maigeri. Right. Hitch. Knee. Hump. Cheek. Go. Yeah. Attack. Rook. Six. Hatch. Two. Untie. Second verse only backwards. My getty yoko getty. My hits. Nate. Salt. Sheet. Go. Hey. Untie. Up. 6. Hatch. 2. 2. Hey. Back. Get under the eye. Up fast. Back slow. Alright. Hits, knee, sun, sheet, go. Up. 6. Hatch. 2. 2. All right. Gakuzuki. Reverse punch. My ki. Every punch. Hits. Knee. Sun. Sheet. Go. 6. Hatch. 2. 2. Last but not least, block, sweep, jab, otherwise known as Roadhouse. My
Totally.
hits. Nate. Sump. Shake. Go. Hey. Hook. 6. Hatch. 2. 2. Turn the leg.
That's not Samurai.
Wesley. All right. We want the full Monty.
Let's go with full Monty. I haven't done this.
All right. Knuckles.
Oh, I thought you said drum rolls.
Haha. My hits. Knee. Tongue. Chi. Go. Go. Teach. Touch. Cute. Two. Toes. My hits. Knee. Tongue. Chi. Go. Go. Teach. Touch. Cute. Cute. Push-ups. My hits. Knee. Son. She. Go. Her. 6. Hot. Cute. 2. Yeah. Stretch it out. All right. Plank position. Haven't done this in a while. This should be fun.
Absolutely.
My Hajime. Mate. Put it out. Bring it up. Sensei にね。これがとうございました、先生。
Hey, no, Hironiku, maybe back here.
Alright, sensei.
No, couldn't have been them. Yeah, well, it's I mean, not for nothing, but you know, like especially like the guys like Kaufman and those dudes down there, that it's a little bit of it, in my opinion, from everything I've been able to glean from seeing interviews with him and hearing stories of back in the day, and was when he was training, he was really training in Shorinji route, and when Hanchi was in Shorinji route, and he caught him right at the time where he was kind of cutting over. So yeah, he got to go train with Soken and whatnot, but that was when he was cutting over. So I think a lot of the stuff that he thinks is watered down is Matsumura, and it's watered down because it's not as hard as he was going back then. Everything I've heard back in the day that Hanchi was, yeah, a rock. It's like hitting a piece of steel. He was pretty hard fighting, hard punching, hard kicking, and higher kicks. Strong, and everything was soft. Became softer with Matsumura, softer. So it's a little bit of that revisionist history of like, yeah, they changed. No, well, I mean, yes, they did change. You just didn't see it. So you missed that. There was that air gap of when you left Okinawa and when you decided to get back, and in that time Hanchi was also training. So yeah, I was like, okay, hey, blah blah blah. All right, so when we left off fighting with the Motobu drills, we did the last one, which was the form to form, coming together and popping to the ribs. So coming in and boom, popping to the ribs. So with that, with our system, one of the things that Ian talks about is not letting your foot. Let me go down here to the stance cam 5000. Is not letting your foot get ahead of it. So you're here, and when you come, he's saying don't go letting your foot get ahead of this foot, because then you're off balance this way, laterally, I guess you would say. Relative to your opponent, which I agree. And so like if they are I guess he's saying, so you're here and you're facing them and you move it down, you want to be in close, but you don't want to be past your foot, because then your lateral to their strength is this way, and it's just like standing in a hekadachi, and you're not that super strong back to front. You're stronger this way, but you're not really in a front stance. So relative to them. So more than a few of these that came up of the body position is like, don't let your foot get past that. So I think that's one of the benefits of having our black belt stance or brown belt stance, as the case may be, of coming in. Because now when you're coming in, you're like, because you're moving their body, you're not really moving your body so much around them. Anyway, that was number 4. Oh, number 5. Number 5 starts out as a left jab to the head and a right hand Jodan or Chudan punch. Left, right. The defender. Okay, right now. Oh, okay. This is just straight out of Nahanchi. So they're gonna come in and they're gonna go left, right, and you're gonna come in and go catch, parry down, strike in, straight out, and he was pointing out that it's not 1, 2, 3, but 1, 2. And I'm like, duh. But a lot of the ones he did in the video, he did as sort of an open judo, and he would call it a parry sometimes, and then this is a parry. If Judanuke, parry, boom, strike. I mean, it's straight right out of the Hanchi or Pinan Shodan if you want, or any of those other ones. Anyway, so let's give that a go on both sides. You can alternate. You can do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Does not matter.
Hey.
Demo. It's neat. Salt. She. Go. Rook. Sitch. Hatch. Coup. Jew. Now that one I felt right away that I would do block. So I'm stepping in, catch, parry, strike, and I would feel myself the first one I did, and then the next one was block, stroke, bring that in. Wow. So in our system, right, and all that is we're coming together, or we're stepping coming together. We're always bringing those hips back up together. So that way you're not having to reach, and now you're outside your power band is going. How we like to live with that invisible wall, right? So we want to stay in that. If we don't bring that leg up, there's an opportunity to break the number one rule, right? So, what do you think about that one, Adam?
I'm liking, once you know you're in a fight, you bring the stack hand up because then it's more of a straight shot,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to kind of more rigid fraudiness.
How about you, Judanch?
Yeah, I was thinking similar lines, about really what you both said. Like the temptation for me was, check here and then to either pivot to drive it in further or bring it together to
Right.
come in further. So, this is definitely one I would want to spend some significant time practicing with some actual arms on
Right.
to get that timing right. But I was also thinking really a lot about Seisan and just
Mhm.
with that bit here trying to strike with that thumb knuckle, one of the two of them, pow, to like pop that hand so that they wouldn't come back on it when they started to punch with the other, and that way it's just the control, bam, push
Yeah.
through.
That's what maybe we could figure out some way to start a service. Say Amazon, it's Uke's on. Where
Yeah.
you can DoorDash at Uke. So like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to train. I don't know, and like they have to have like a really good insurance, right? One of the things that came to my mind doing it, is 1, 2, and then get that hip up, and 1, 2, come in, and like cushion is like I'm coming in, I intercept that hand, and then I'm kind of coming forward a little bit to keep pressure on it because like they do that punch, I'm putting it in, and I want to push it out a little bit as I come in, So that way I can kind of interject this one before it gets, kind of out of the gate too far. And then I don't have to reach as far. So when I'm coming in, it's like I'm kind of crashing in a little bit and then coming up a little bit more. And then also, no more rule dojo, right? Always be hitting. So this, is as done in that drill was like it's just an uke and then a parry. Well, why can't it be, as you say, just like say something like, you're popping one in, and then just like we do with the penons, or it's coming down, or the paisire, where it's coming down like a chop. So it's pow, you pop here, catch them in the forearm or the bicep, and then you're pushing that in, moving that arm so that moves your body a little bit, right? And then it disrupts them just a little bit. But then after I started thinking about that, then I started going more for a body change. So that way I'm off their center line. Because again, like we were talking about last week, all of these are pretty much predicated on you're on with somebody, and except for like number 4, you're moving them, but the rest of them are pretty much the rest of them are all someone standing in front of you punching, and you're staying in front of them and punching and doing something. So with this, like I say, bringing it back to our system, and the reason why I'm harping on that is because ideally, at the end of this, then we'll work on the kata that being created to make it in line with what we do, right? So anyway, boom, boom, straightforward, nice and easy. Now it's number 5. Number 6. The attacker steps in right, does a right punch to the head, and a left hook to the body. So the defender steps in the left and does a Chuganuki to the inside, right hook to the jaw, or left hook to the jaw, sorry. Uchiuki to the left punch. You start to do a back fist. And so the one of the ones that he talked about, this one was pretty kind of cool because he made it a back over here, because he said that Motobu was on some of these had built in a counter, or someone countered. So they go 1, 2, you go 1, boom, pop them in the head. They come up with that right, you come down, uchi-uki, and you go to do a back fist, but they parry it or swing back or whatever. So they go 1, 2, you like that. They do 3, and then you do something after that. So you'll do 1. So just like you did the first one, punch to the head, uchi-uki, back fist. They miss. You step in. Okay, this is the crazy one. You really have to work in here on this one. So they're right here. You're coming in. This is their left arm. You're doing like a Chudanuki, moving their left arm out of the way, and then coming underneath, boom, with a punch to the body. Like that. Kind of like this. Right? So
Okay.
A
lot of moving parts.
That is a lot. It is a lot of moving parts, and it's so much easier when you actually have a puncher. They're coming in, they're punching. I'm gonna block that right hand punch, hook to the face. They're gonna counter with the left, uchi-uki down to the left. I'm gonna back fist, but they lean back. So when they do, I step in, and this left arm, I'm gonna do like an uchi-uki across. Because what I'm doing is, I'm the bad guy right here. I go right, left, they go to back fist, I do that, and he's gonna push this arm out of the way and come in and give me a shot to the rib. But it's like a hook. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you're doing this, you're basically just jamming their arm up against their body, and then give them a shot to the ribs.
Okay.
I know, yeah.
Well, I just it's the very last part that I don't understand. Like it rubs me the wrong way that crossing up like that to strike them. And so I don't understand why, like I totally get this as you pivot around that arm, but why not just take that hand and pivot and bam?
Hey
Like
man,
I
you argue with Motobu. I'm not going to argue with Motobu.
no,
So
I'm wondering if you know what Ian said about those about that crossing over. It seems
you know,
it, oh nothing, I guess.
it's
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's you know, it's he
Okay.
didn't. He was like, okay, it's it's a big sort of slick power move,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
there's too much stuff going on. It really should just be a move. I think that should just be the only move.
So
Because
is that forearm above the elbow then? So as you come around, right, you've done that swing, are you really getting inside and putting that forearm above
yeah,
the
you're
elbow?
getting
And so they're
you're
like literally right here?
yeah, you're right up against him. So
Okay.
it'll be this left one. You'll uchi uke. You'll
Yeah.
go to back fist. He
Yeah.
ducks, and when he does, then you're just gonna come around and take that arm and just move it out of the
Okay.
way. So like this bad guy, I punched it, and you're basically just gonna smush it up against here.
Yeah.
And when you smush it up against here, you're kind of jamming into him and
Yeah.
keeping that arm up, and then this guy's just come underneath. Boom!
Okay. All right.
Shot,
Okay. So
shot to the ribs. So
there's a it's not just an outside, it's an outside and a forward
yeah, you're coming in now.
press.
So
Okay. Okay.
yes. So you know that's the problem when you do it, you really got to commit to coming in and getting up against their body because otherwise there'll be a gap there and that arm is just going to get away. That whole smash thing you did, you know, like you'll get that 45, but there'll be a gap right there
Right.
that they can slip a hand out or whatever. So you know, when we get done with this, I'll send you the document with all the links so you can actually go to it and maybe it'll give you a little more. Um,
Nice.
but you come in. So
Okay.
so on this it'd be 1, 2, 3. You back this. Whoa! She does that one, and I'm gonna come in. Well, in this case, sorry you guys can't see that. Where's my? I guess maybe I can do it this way. Nope. Different bikes. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just gonna come in like that. Oh, and pop them. But you're on the outside in that field.
Right.
So we'll walk through it a couple, 3, 4 times till it gets sexy. So, but again, it's so they're throwing a right hand, and it's that Chudanuke and a shot to the page is like boom, bah! And then this kind of comes back here. And then you know, boom, hit that again, come down for the Uchiuki, back fist, they miss it. And when you do that, this game's just gonna come in. And yeah.
So it almost seems like the back fist is, you know, can serve as wind up for the follow
Kind of
through.
sort of the as he explains it, it's you know 1, 2, 3, and when you do that, the villain or ruffian has gone, you know, boom, you hit them. They go to the next one, they block, and they just kind of like hung back. And since their arms are kind of out there, you just jam it and hit them. And that or that could be a fake. You could say that's a fake. You know, you're like boom, boom.
Right.
You know, I'm thinking if you do that fake, you've hit this arm and that arm's out there, and you do that fake, and he leans back, then you just grab that arm and break the arm.
Right. Yep.
But it's Motobu, and so he wants to close that distance. See, I guess he's figuring if you're close up to back fist, you might as well just step in and do the duty. But anyway, so let's just walk through. We can just do this and hit it. Hey, don't. I mean, it's just Hikadachi. Because I do like kind of the sequence of it, but yeah, it's hard to noodle on. Anyway, but it starts out Belarusian just right and left. So you're going to do left. Everything with your left hand until the very end. All right, there we go. Why each block, punch, uchuki, back fist, uchuki, boom, punch. Push back out of the way. Because it's the end, you have to push back out of the way at the end. He said in the kata, you don't run away at the end of every technique in the kata. So, all right, now other side. Knee, block, punch, uchuki, back fist. Come in, bow, push. Are you seeing your opponent now a little bit more?
Yeah.
Song, bam, punch. So now I'm trying to, I can kind of feel where my technique is, so I know I've got to maybe move a little bit farther. Sheep. It's a little on the hunchy-ish. Go. Bro. Siege. Hatch. Two. Shoot. So when he does that, it's true. It's like you just and you're just getting basically this is straight up against them. Their arm should be smushed up against them. And you maybe lift it up a little bit and just open that up. But that was pretty confusing, Drew. What do you think about that one?
Yeah. Well, I also like the idea at the end here. If you really get up against them, just grinding that elbow, rotating that elbow in, and putting more of that, trying to get some more control, pop them, and that way you're already there for the push off. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's 6-1, half dozen of another. It's just a little add on, but it's growing on me now that I've got the basic sequence.
that's to say, yeah. Once you kind of get the drawdown, like okay, there's lots of stuff in there to love in there. For me, it's like counter because one of the things he's talking about, Motobu says, and it's one of the things that we say is you hit them with the closest thing, right? So you stepped in and you blocked it. Well, since they're right there, pop them. And then the next thing that happens is he punches. So instead of employing that one, you do that down. And then again, since you maybe hit their arm and maybe they've come forward or whatever, since they're close, hit them with that arm again. So, I mean, everything goes on with this arm until you close in. So, if that's arm, if you do that and they back fist, it's like, well, then what's this hand doing? So, yeah, like if you do uchuki, grab, and then hit them so they don't go anywhere. Then that prevents that that bit. And then, like do that, and then if they do it, then move that arm around, but snap, and sort of the reason why I want to talk about this is because okay, now yeah, this is a drill, and back in the 1930s they didn't have a your mileage may vary thing before the pictures. So this is just the things that he did that he wanted to do. And I think it's incumbent upon us to look at that and be like, okay, this is one of the sort of fundamental guys for karate. This is what he's doing. And again, this is just from a series of photographs. So, he had to fill in the gray area a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, like, what does our system do? And it's like, okay, there's stuff that's in our system, closest weapon, doing most of the work, whatever. But it didn't bring into account the second hand often. That might
Yeah.
have been, and that might have been because they were doing a photograph and like that got in the way,
Yeah.
So, but once you do it a few times, it's like, oh, this is like an iron hunchi or something like that. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, during the whole thing, especially the last move, I'm probably more comfortable than most people in our style with kind of stepping in wide to get closer.
Mm-hmm.
But then overall, actually, this especially looks kind of like the old pop from the Hanchi, but before.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, we're trying to go with a punch there. It almost seems pull this in, pop there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. And I mean, you know, uh, with me, it's just, I'm so used to, like, if this hand's doing something, this hand should be doing something. So like I would change this drill to be much more like a, if you do the Uchiuki, then you're gonna grab that arm to stop it and control them, and maybe then turn them. But anyway, and also, I'm a big proponent of not staying on the inside. You go to the outside, but he's too busy staying on the inside. And then boom, right there, and then from there it would have been, for me trying to get to the outside. But and that technique and that series of techniques, to me is ripe with whole like boom hit there, boom hit there, boom hit there again. It's like you're just always hitting stuff, boom coming around. So there should just be like a whole like this destroy, 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 all the way through there. But and again, this is all in the context that we're taking it from black and white photos from back in the day.
Was
That was
Motobu noted for
like,
not doing both hands movement, or was
no,
both
not at
hands
all.
movement, was that something that came along at a certain point? Like, uh, just thinking, things like Shotokan and some of the others are very rigid, where you do,
Mhm.
it's much less about using both hands at the same time. Not that they don't, but, so I was just wondering if the sticky hands, kind of both hands moving, not in more than just opposition for
Mhm.
techniques. It was something that came along at some point, or
Yeah.
if it was just,
No,
That's
that's
a
pretty. It's more typical to have both hands move because both our style and Motobu, there's a word for it. It's meotode, or
mhm.
my
okay.
husband and wife hand,
Okay.
wife and husband
Yeah.
hand, literally. But so it's the
Yeah.
both hands, both hands moving, and obviously mother son slightly different. That's soft then hard. This is more
Right.
when they both support each other,
Complimentary.
husband wife hand.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, the reason I was asking is that just lends more credence to the fact that it's like, oh, it was photographs, probably.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
just,
Well, I was pretty. As much as I remember about Motobu back in the day was, if I remember correctly, and feel free to look this up on the internet close to you. His good thing was that he fought. He was a fighter. He fought. So he didn't have a whole lot of uh,
theory.
no, he didn't have a whole lot of. Well, yes, no, he didn't have a whole lot of theory.
It was
But
all practical application.
it was yeah, kind of like he kind of pressure tested his stuff, and he liked to fight. And so so a lot of that stuff like U10 is like it's like boom, hit somebody, freaking block again, and hit him again. So if you have a new game, you just think about it with some of the stuff, and then again, some of the techniques you like, the boom, grab, squeeze, it was like it wasn't pretty. It was something that was, so uh it may not have been necessarily because I think one of the things he said was um essentially your block should be so good as that they can't have a second strike. So
Mm.
so like if they do that one punch, two punch, he's going like there's one. He shouldn't have to do it. You shouldn't have to be like there shouldn't be a second strike after
Right.
your after your first technique, kind of thing.
Right.
So that was kind of where he was coming at, and um, uh, which is kind of like ours is our blocks are deflective. They're not powerful, but you're hitting something, so you may deflect it, but you're also going to strike it.
Nice.
And uh, Rich Ross, the guy that we trained with, that was one of our black belts when I first started. He got into a fight he was working at the Whirlpool plant in my mom's backyard. And anyway, some dude took a swing at him because he heard he did karate, and he just did a shoot on Nuki. And the guy was like, ah, and big old thing swole up on him. And then he took another swing, and so he did the other arm. The guy was like, oh, and the fight was over because he just blocked him. And it wasn't because he was blocking powerfully and strongly. He was just blocking really well, And anyway, but so yeah, I encourage you to read more about him because he was kind of a, there's stories of no one would teach him because he was kind of a ruffian. He never really learned Japanese, so when he went to Japan, he couldn't really talk. He didn't speak Japanese. He spoke Kogan or whatever they Nuchinani, whatever Okinawan dialect, and he never really learned Japanese. So when he was teaching people, he would have to have people translate for him. So there was like a whole like it was hard for him to like really get a toehold, and he and Funakoshi didn't like each other. And yeah. All right, number 7. Which time we got? Oh, we got like 6 minutes. All right, so we're at number 7. This one, the attacker steps in with a right hand punch to the head and a left hand hook to the body. Again. On this one, you're going to step in right and parry. Oh, okay. Sorry. So this one is you're going to step in, do a parry and a shuto. So you're parrying the block, grabbing that arm, and then you're going to give him another shuto to the neck. Then.
Nothing.
All right. So they do right and a left. So you're going to go boom, bow. They're going to throw that left hand punch, and you're just going to, it's a Geranuki, but it's the way he does it is very like, you kind of knocking it out of the way, almost like you're doing that punch and kind of knocking it out of the way. Boom, to kind of open it up. And then you're doing an Urazuki to the ribs. Bam! Yeah, just like that. It's not flat. It could be depending on the height, but so you just to do that punch, you're gonna parry it out of the way, give him a shuto, you're gonna grab that arm, boom, pop into their neck, right side of their neck. And then they do that punch down there, you're gonna boom, knock it out of the way. He did it with a closed hand and then open, but I don't see why you couldn't do it with as a shuto or whatever, and then boom to the ribs. And then you're out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're maintaining control of the arm with that hand. So there's your meotode there, because this is where the parry comes in. Shoot it, okay, grab, strike, and now these hands are working together. 1, 2. So there it is right there. That was the answer to your question. You just had to wait one more technique.
Hi, Sensei. All
right. I like how that happens. All right, so here we go. We'll give this a shot. So, and the fact that he brought that parry out was kind of cool rather than you're just doing a shoot though. You know, those hands are engaged. All right, here we go. Come on, each step in. Parry. Shoot though, okay. Grab. Shoot though, get to the neck. Block down. Rozuki. That shot. Adam's already been done. Neat. Man. Salt. Shoot. I definitely feel more comfortable. Go. Six. Ouch. Two. Two. Yeah. What do you think of that one, Adam?
And I like this especially. Just the get offline, but you're staying more or less straight.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about earlier. That was one of the things that I noticed with that one was, yeah, very much they're here and you're blocking it and they're stepping in and you're still squared up to them. And you're doing that and all the while you're still on them. Well, the first thing I thought of was like if I'm passing in, I'm getting off their center line. And then because that way you can control their head, all that other stuff. And then they've really got to kind of reach across. And you've got, more because it's here, you're doing that looking to the ribs and stuff, which is great. But here you're on their center line and you've got that side too. So you could do that and then come in across their body, or you can stay on that side of the body or do the center line. So that was that's what I thought about on that one. What about you, Drew?
I like that. I was thinking, with this, you've got enough space, you can shoot for the ribs, but I was also thinking just drive it right in at the tendon and drive it down and expand that diaphragm and make them suck wind. You can maybe drop them. You got their hand, you got their other hand out here, ideally if we strike it like this, maybe that makes it unusable or they'll think twice. But if you don't, you got it out here, even if they put pressure, that just gives you the ability to bam, drop it right in there. Do it.
Yeah,
So
I mean, here or what happens is like come here and
Yeah.
you're already bound up and come in for an uppercut or whatever.
yeah,
But I mean, I like that, that progression of this technique. Then we go like, well, both hands are working, should be working together. And there it is. Both hands are working together. And a whole lot, right? Because there's parry catch, and then they're getting control of something. So they don't move. Boom, pop it in there, and then they get right there. You could absolutely make that a body change straight right down into them. Yeah, absolutely.
and the alternative is yep, I'm sorry, Sensei.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the alternative is you've got their hand too. If you do whack that hard enough, you can potentially, if you're close enough, pull them in and try to manipulate a little bit. I mean, it's not gonna work for everybody, so it's good just to know where the hand is, but still.
Yeah, and if you got a control and you boom, ruin it, and then you just come in and do do a hip through.
Yeah.
You know, if he, it's a loose enough. Anyway, that's pretty good. Okay, so we got, well, got to do 7, so we got 5 more to do. And he had some other little drills and stuff in there too. I may check those out. But anyway, so we'll get through these, you know, maybe before the end of the year. And then we'll work on the kata a little bit. What's going on? Anyway, good job.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's better if they have. If we can call Ukizan and you can get somebody there to, yeah, so some like neighborhood kids, like, hey, come help mow my lawn, and oh, here, swing at me. That
Right.
probably wouldn't be the thing to do. I don't know. Anyway. All right, good. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
EA Sensei.
All right. Well, all right, kids. Treat on chip. Take us home.
Good skip. 後ろ回って右飛びをなす。正面。センサー。
Oh.
先生に礼。どうもありがとうございました、先生。
どうもありがとうございました。
先生方に礼。どうもありがとう、先生。
どうもありがとう。
It's good.
Nice.
Senseiに礼。I know, 先生。
I know, very much. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna.
Yay.
Got a little